Hi everybody, it's James from Cryptid Watch. I just want to chime in on the news that is hitting the Bigfoot headlines about this documentary. I believe it's called Capturing Bigfoot. It's by somebody called Mark Evans, who claims a couple of years ago that Teresa Brooks, daughter of Roger Patterson of the Patterson-Gimlin Film fame, approached him after unlocking some sort of vault where some secret films were kept, and on having those films developed, found a dress rehearsal for the hoax of the Patterson-Gimlin film, albeit with a skinnier Bigfoot. Apparently, this producer, Mark Evans, contacts Roger's son, and he confirms, yeah, it's a hoax, and that Roger's wife, his mother, also told him, yeah, it was a hoax, it was all a setup. People are jumping on this, people that I generally respect, people who have, some of them have academic backgrounds, are, immediately denouncing the PGF. Other people prominent within the Bigfoot community are immediately denouncing the PGF, saying they know it's fake all along. The thing is about the PGF is the evidence is within the film itself. I find it bemusing and perturbing that people that, have academic backgrounds are jumping on this in a very unscientific, analogical way. This is hearsay. This documentary was shown at the South by Southwest Film Festival in Austin, Texas. And the people that are talking about it have not even seen the film. They're just saying, well, I heard, he said, she said, that some Bigfoot experts or researchers saw the film and they said, yep, that's it. Jeff Meldrum was in it and he looked very sad that it was fake. This is all just hearsay. This is not the way you approach something logically. People saying, well, Roger's son's in it. Why would he lie about it? Why would the wife of Roger lie about it if they could make a lot of money out of it? Well, again, this is questioning motives. It's questioning motives, but who knows anybody's motives? You don't know what the motive is. You're just speculating that they wouldn't have done it because they would lose money. Well, perhaps they could be gaining money you don't know about. Speculation is really just that. It doesn't help scientific inquiry. It doesn't help the subject. And any form of knee-jerk reaction is never helpful, especially when you haven't even seen the documentary that you're now claiming categorically to everybody completely debunks the most famous Bigfoot film of all time. So, what are my opinions about this? Well, I was discussing it with my wife, and she said, well, has there been any kind of sightings recently that, would warrant maybe higher powers wanting to put out some propaganda against the existence of Bigfoot? And I said, you're right. There's been a sightings flap in Ohio of the Ohio grassman. And I was telling her that, to me, this just smacks of propaganda, typical, kind of bottom-feeding media fare, which I believe is put out there just as, to try and, implant this into the public psyche, because I think there's powers that be that are worried that very soon there's going to be indisputable HD footage of Bigfoot, and they want it planted in the public psyche that the PGF film was definitely a hoax. So obviously whatever we see next is a hoax, because if the most famous film is a hoax, anything new, Ohio Grassman getting caught on camera next week, well, of course that's a hoax, because Bigfoot's not real because the PGF was a hoax. This is very kind of, kindergarten level propaganda tactics, and I don't know why people can't see this coming a mile off. These things are always timed. There's been a big sightings flare up. Potentially, we could be seeing someone capture something very high definition very soon. It's just by the book that the propaganda, something's going to come out very soon. You could predict it, that is just going to say, oh, not just cast doubts on the PGF, but cast doubts on the whole subject. So that was our discussion. That's my opinion. This is just a little hit piece of propaganda. I think when it comes out generally available, a lot of people are going to have egg on their face. quite a prominent primatologist, as a YouTube channel, told me he hopes there's egg on his face. Well, me too. Not because I don't like you, but because I think when we see this, and whatever purported video is showing a low quality, obvious suit, and obviously person inside with normal human proportions. Shout out to Thinker Thunker, by the way, because he should be all over this soon. These people look very silly for having started attacking so many people in the community, been so quick to smear the PGF rather than defend the subject like they should. They've taken this opportunity to attack it, which maybe shows what they really think. And they've said anybody that is kind of clapping back at them is only interested in money. Well, I don't make a penny on my YouTube channel, so it's not me. I just love cryptozoology. I love the subject. I love undiscovered primates. The whole subject fascinates me. It's a labor of love. But I try to approach everything logically and scientifically, because if we don't, we're not helping anybody. The internal evidence of the Patterson-Gimlin film is there is a creature in that film with non-human, inhuman proportions, morphology with a gait, placement of its head on its body, length of its limbs. Everything about this speaks it's a real undiscovered primate, and that it is not a man in a suit. Recreations have always been laughable. I think it's been pretty much proven that nobody had the technology in 1967 to make such a suit replete with muscle tone, muscle movement, animatronic hands, because you need arm extenders to make the arms longer than this movement in the hands, etc., etc. That has all been discussed, and it's all fallen flat on its face. There was not the technology even today. Without CGI or AI, nobody is making anything close in terms of a physical costume that will look like the PGF creature, popularly known as Patty, named after Roger's wife. And also, what's nasty about this is people are now casting aspersions against Bob Gimlin's character, who for decades said no word about it. Only since the 2000s has he talked about it or attended events, Bigfoot events. So if it was all a hoax designed to make money, why has he missed out on it for so many years? Tell me that. Who are you to call this man a liar when, by all accounts, anybody that's met him, I've not met him, I'd love to, that he is a good, humble and honest man that has no agenda, that really saw a creature. So again, I just don't like the attitude of certain people I'm seeing who are jumping on this, questioning Bob Gimlin's integrity, saying, yep, there, we know it was a hoax all along, without even seeing the film themselves, which that doesn't speak of reasonable logic to me. That doesn't speak of any form of reasonable method of ascertaining that this is a hoax. It's just hearsay. It's just, oh, I heard that somebody saw it and they said this. I heard that Jeff Meldrum was holding back tears. This is really ridiculous, and I think it's a smear on the community. The people that they claim smear it, I think they're smearing it instead. By saying this, when this comes out, I think we're all going to see that blatantly the costume is not the creature seen in the film. Did not go on a man who then hoaxed the most famous Bigfoot video film of all time. We know, it's been known for many years, that Roger was making a Bigfoot documentary. Was this a recreation of Patty? Was this something he was going to put in there if he didn't see a real Bigfoot? That's reasonable, but nobody's exploring those possibilities. Everybody is jumping to conclusions, or many people are. When to me, it seems obvious they were making a Bigfoot documentary. They didn't expect to find one. When they did, they didn't need the suit anymore because they got the real thing. And if the PGF film is fake, what about the Freeman film? What is that? Is that another man in a suit with an extremely small head, lumbering along like a huge undiscovered primate with very long arms? The Freeman film is real. These films are real. It is a real creature being documented. People have seen the creature and said it looked like Patty. What a coincidence that it looked like a suit. I have been in contact with someone here in the UK, so they saw a Bigfoot and they said it was a patty type. Now that's a whole nother subject, and some of you will probably dismiss me because I said Bigfoot lives in the UK. Well, John Downs, head of the CFZ, Centre for Fortean Zoology, who lives in Devon as I do, and someone I respect because the CFZ is all about science, he has seen a British woodwose. And I also have had my own Class B encounters. So that's a whole nother subject. But if you look at the Patterson-Gimlin film, it speaks for itself. I predict that this documentary will come out and we're all going to laugh at it because it'll be obvious that this documentary is a hoax in itself, claiming all these things without backing it up with any real indisputable evidence or anything that even remotely suggests that the PGF film is in fact fake. Let me stick Patty up on the screen. Here we go. We can look at the angle of the leg of the gate as she walks the compliant gait. The compliant gait as she walks. Look at the angle of her lower leg. That's inhuman. Look at the position of her head. That is I'm saying inhuman, I mean non-human. It's inhuman to criticize it. Look at the placement of her head. This is not a human being in a suit. I've got another video on my channel where you can see me analyze a piece of video from Connecticut, where again, people have immediately dismissed that. I don't think anybody, any of the big channels have looked at it, but straight away, I could see this smacks of being real. Because you look at the creature, it has a very small head and the head moves. Very long arms. Now, did someone come up with the suit and stick a little animatronic head on top of it? It's got very short legs, very long torso, in human proportions again. So, did someone out there, put this animatronic suit together and basically earn no money out of it? I don't think so. It's a bigger stretch to believe that, to believe some of these videos are in fact real. So I guess my challenge would be this. Don't give me hearsay, don't give me speculation and conjecture. Prove to me from the internal evidence of the Patterson-Gimlin film. Prove to me from the proportions, the pDNA, as Thinker Thunker would put it. Prove to me that that's a man in a suit. If you cannot do that, then you cannot categorically say that this documentary will prove the whole thing was a hoax. It might prove that Roger made a suit. It might prove that someone dressed in that suit and they filmed it, but it does not prove that the subject of the PGF film as we know it is not a real and living creature. So, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. As I say, I don't make any money out of this. I just do this for passion. And if you'd like me to help keep on making videos, please consider donating below or shopping from our affiliate with Herbs Pro to get all your vitamins and supplements. And I got to go because my puppy is tearing up a tissue right now. But anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. Catch you soon on Cryptid Watch.